so today we are going to start with core. We're going to do a little core circuit, get that going, and then we're going to finish with a cardio circuit. So we'll have some resistance in there, but the goal today is going to be to focus on A, this middle area, and B, getting the heart rate up in that cardio portion. You'll want a band and a set of light to moderate dumbbells, nothing too heavy, or just one moderate to heavier dumbbell. You can utilize that as well. And then just some space, maybe a mat, because we will be on our forearms. This first core section, we're going to do 3 movements. We're going to go 4 times through. So on the side plank, we'll just stay on one side each round. So we're going to do a dead bug pullover. So if you have a kettlebell or dumbbell, again, that moderate weight, you can hold end to end, or you can hold at the base of your dumbbell here. We're gonna stack ourselves in that dead bug position. So here, if you notice, if I just lift my feet and I have this slight lift in my low back, I wanna think about pushing that middle to low back down, or think about untucking the hips, and that's gonna engage that core. So from there, you wanna keep that, and then we're gonna reach overhead to extend through those lats. So arms stay straight, we're not doing anything with the triceps. We're just really trying to hold that tension through the front, not let those hips slide back down, but keep everything here, knees above hips, and then we're gonna do that pullover. So I talked a lot about that because I really want that to be engaged the correct way, or it's not really gonna feel like a lot. So we're gonna run through that, then we're gonna do a side plank with a optional hip drop, so you can drop that hip, squeeze that back up, or you can just hold, and then we will finish in the front position, again with that dumbbell, and you're gonna do a pull through. So push up position, pull that dumbbell from one side to the other, okay? If you don't have something to work with like that, you can do a shoulder tap. Those are our 3 core movements. We're gonna go 4 times through. If you are ready, I am ready. Grab that dumbbell, or again, if you know how to hold that kettlebell, you can do a pullover with a kettlebell. Here we go. So again, stack the knees, lift that tailbone or hip, reach, and as we reach overhead here, kind of blow out the air. And we're trying to keep the ribs from lifting up. So everything's holding tight through that middle as we have that weight pulling back, wanting to pull us out of that position. All right, side plank. So pick one side to start with. Remember, we'll do one side at a time. You're up. All right, so you can drop that hip, arms stay straight, just kind of stretching out that side body and then squeezing it up. So we have this oblique getting long, and then we shorten it on the way up. Good. Breathing through, and think about this, staying that nice stacked line. Stretch, squeeze. And then remember what side you're doing. You'll do the other side next go around. Great. All right, front plank. And if you have a dumbbell, start it on one side. I'll do it facing you here. So that dumbbell is gonna come through. So reach opposite arm. So if it's on your right side, your left arm reaches. And then try not to open up those hips. So both hip bones equally facing the ground. Dig both toes in. All right, guys, we're back on our backs with that pullover. Another way you can hold the dumbbell, depending on how heavy it is, you can hold the end to end here. And stretching long, pulling back up over the chest. Sure, we got feet flexed, don't relax, pull those toes back. And keep that slight lift to the hips. We're thinking about pushing that middle back into the ground. Don't let it lift up. No daylight, no air. Good. All right, we have that hip drop. So on your other side now, does help, just kind of put your palm flat on the ground there. Lift, and stretch down, squeeze up. Stretch, squeeze. When I do these type of exercises, I always kind of envision that muscle, so you have that side oblique. It's stretching, getting kind of curved there, and then it's squeezing up tight. Always helps to mentally put yourself in the muscle you're working. Okay, push-up position, doing that pull through. Here we go. Hips locked in. Chest staying pretty much on top of those arms. You might have to make a little room for that dumbbell to come through. 10 seconds. And stop. Okay, so we got 2 more rounds. We're back on that pullover in the dead bug. And stacked. Push that middle back down. Raise the hips just enough. Exhale. Remember, arms stay long, so that movement's coming from right here, kind of underneath the shoulder blade there, along the side of the back where our lat is. Stretching long, pulling back over. Technically getting a little back work there with the lats. All right, side plank, back to that first side, and palm flat. There we go, stretch out. So when you have your palm flat like that, it just helps with the way we rotate then that shoulder blade. Just engages some of those little muscles in our shoulder and upper back, stabilizing us there. So it's just helpful to have that palm open and flat. That one starts to add up. Okay, push-up position. Doing that pull through, start it to one side. Lift or drag, depending. Again, try not to have that left and right kind of wiggle at the hips. So you're really locking in that center. You might feel a very small shift, but keep it minimal. Okay. One more time. Back in that dead bug. Stacked, lifted. So we should be getting a warm abdominal area here. So we have just some awareness in that core when we go into the cardio section. So we're supporting the low back. If we can keep kind of that feeling in the core and abs. Woo. There. Side plank. Remember which side you just did. Tell you guys to remember that, I forgot. And last set of this now. Again, stretching out, squeezing up, stretch out, squeeze up. Probably hear that breath. Abdominals and core rely so much on how we're breathing and that diaphragm, always making sure we're exhaling on that kind of, to get that tension there. Okay, pull through, last time. Stand it up. Again, even here, kind of exhaling from that abdomen. Think about that space where the belly button is. Think about blowing out the air, drawing that belly button up and in. Pulls the rest of the abdominals around to support that middle. Good. All right. Made it through that. Focused on, again, those all important core muscles. Also just got us ready for this next section. So we're gonna go into our little cardio spot here. This will be the bulk of the workout. Oop, I hit the button. This will be the bulk of the workout. We're gonna have 5 movements. We'll do 4 full rounds of this. And we're gonna be working 40 seconds, resting 10. Kind of what you're becoming used to here. 1, 2. Sorry, I have to do some quick math. Okay, so what's gonna happen? You're gonna want your set of dumbbells and or band. And sometimes just if you've been training with one piece of equipment for a while, it always kind of is beneficial to just get a different stimulus. So bands or dumbbells, and then you do want some space. We are gonna do a wall sit. Now, if you didn't have space for a wall sit, you could just hold a squat, okay? And that's about it. Other thing, if you do have access to a kettlebell or a heavier dumbbell, at the end, we're gonna run through some swings at the end of the circuit. So you can do that with a dumbbell, still letting the hips propel that, or you could go a burpee instead if you don't want to do the swing. So you can do burpee or that swing motion. And then if you have nothing and you don't want to do a burpee, you can always do that motion, like pretending, and just think about the hips working through. Okay, so first movement, a reverse lunge to press. So either with a band or you can do 2 lighter dumbbells, 1 moderate dumbbell. We're gonna go back into a lunge. As we come up out of that, press, tuck it back in, lunge, press. So like a squat to press, we're just gonna turn that into a lunge. If you have a band, you can do that here. So band stays at the shoulders there, stepping back, up and over. This one you'd have to stay one side and switch at the halfway mark, or 1 round per side. Then we're gonna go a high knee or jog in place. Okay, get the heart rate up there. We'll jump down to a plank jack after that. So here's the plank jack, or just stepping out side to side. Then we'll hit the wall sit, okay? And then last in that lineup is gonna be, again, that swing. So if you have a kettlebell, moderate weight dumbbell, you can hold the end, or you can go into a burpee. Okay, so grab your gear. I will get the timer set and ready here. You'll probably hear that phone ringing, that's okay. So we're starting with that lunge to press. So if you have 1 dumbbell, 2 lighter dumbbells, or the band, that's gonna be first. Ready, set, here we go. So lunge your back, come up, press up out of it. I'm gonna alternate legs with this dumbbell here. Again, if you're stepping into a band, you can just stay one side. We are gonna do 4 rounds, or switch at the halfway point, okay? Go ahead, there's halfway. Keep going. Nice. Breathing through. So full body here should be starting to drive up that heart rate. Again, kind of depends on your load and the weight. All right, next, we have that high knee or run in place. In a few seconds here. All right, here we go. I like to kind of have my hands out, think about bringing my knees up to those hands. You could obviously do just a jog here, pump those arms. Again, the more effort, the more energy used, not a bad thing. running. Those legs should start to feel heavy. Good, coming into our last 10 seconds. Breathe it out. 2, 1. Okay, plank jacks. Push-up position. Now if the jack part bothers you, you could always tap side to side. So we're locked in, out and in with those legs, okay? Or tap. Either one. Just looking to keep, see, that upper body stacked right on top of the hands. Can't see the timer, so I don't know what we have left. Should be almost there. Okay, look at that. Going into a wall sit. So find your space. All right, knees and hips, one line here, shoulders back. We're not pushing into legs. Find your happy place. So it's one of those times where heart rate's gonna go up as we are working. It's also that weird like running in place feeling. Heart rate's going up, but you're not moving. So breathe through that warmth in the legs. We got 8 seconds. Ooh-wee. 1, and we're out of there. All right, swing or that burpee movement. I'm gonna pretend to swing with my dumbbell. So on a swing, think about reaching through like you're gonna toss that on a shelf behind you. Okay, it's gotta go behind, and then it's a quick stand, hips stop right underneath the shoulders. Hips stop. So we're not leaning back at the top. So I could do this right in front of a wall. If I wasn't reaching through, my upper body would not hit that wall. Stop tall with the legs. Don't let go of your dumbbell. Hold tight. Okay, we're back to the top. Lunge to press. So grab that weight up, or 2 dumbbells. Again, stepping back, press up, switch legs. Always tuck that dumbbell back into the chest before you go into that lunge. Breathe. You got it. So past that halfway if you need to switch. Got 3 seconds. Okay. High knee or that jog. Let me see if I can make less noise for you. Here we go. Knees up. Nope. All equally noisy. So staying tall. Again, think about pulling those knees up. Running. Good. Really kind of push here. We got 10 seconds. Good. Keep going, keep going. A little more. Woo! Plank jack is next. Now I can tell you the time. So set it up, push up position, out and in. Again, still creating tension through the middle. So right in here, we're not letting that bounce around, not letting our chest or our hips go back. Again, take that modification if you need. Sometimes I even say that option modification makes it seem like, oh, that's the easier. It's not any easier to sit here and really control a movement. Good. Focused isn't always, we'll sit lesser. All right, here we go. So yeah. So yeah, sometimes modifications might signal, quote, an easier option, but it's all relative, right? Maybe for that person or for you, that's not easy. So always think of it as just options. What's the option of exercise that you can push to your maximum level and potential with good form, good energy, good execution, and everybody's gonna be different in all those areas. Look at that, got you through the wall sit. Okay, we have that swing and or burpee. Again, review burpee, you're just coming down, drop, feet back underneath, stand up, or optional jump. I'm gonna go with the dumbbell swing here again. So again, kind of throwing through, hands come right inside that kind of groin area. So not reaching far too much to where you're gonna round the back, but a hinge, just like a deadlift. Hips go back, and then they come right back underneath the shoulders. 10 seconds. Nice job. All right, that's 2 rounds. We're back to the top. We have 2 more to go. We got the lunge to overhead press. So again, you could have 2 separate dumbbells here. A little bit more weight on just one shoulder at a time. Some of us only have 1. This works. Again, goal here is kind of keeping the body moving, keeping it challenged enough to where we have that elevated heart rate. Again, when you press overhead, maintain that posture in the middle. Okay. High knees. Running in place. Here we go. Knees up. Run, run, run. Good. Pulling those feet out of the sand, out of the mud. You start to get heavy. You pull them up a little more. Go, go, go. Go, go, catch it. Woo! We got 10. There goes my hair. A little more. Got it. Plank jacks. This isn't a real video where we can cut and piece together all the good moments, right? Plank jacks. So push up position. Feet go out and in. Don't wait on me. Good. Keeping that chest right on top of the wrists. That's where you're trying to maintain. Those legs are creating the resistance to the core. It's where you have to fight to hold still. 10 seconds. 5 left. 2, 1. Good. All right. Wall sit. Wall sit. All right. Get in position. All right. So as we sit here, think we have our swings and burpees, and then we just have 1 more round. So if there have been moments where you kind of gotta breathe before that end, think this last round, see where you can push, see what you can get to. know there's a break, an end to it. Good, we got 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. All right, swings for the burpee. So grab up what you were swinging and send it through. So knees bend, but they stay right on top of those ankles. So you have to push the hips back to receive that weight. And again, we stop stacked. Shoulders over the hips, over the ankles. We're not arching back into that low back. Glutes stop you. Good, last 12. Breathe through, 5 seconds. Nice, guys. We have one more round. Lunge to press. Have what you need. Here we go. Stepping back, right up overhead. But just pushing through this motion. But straight up overhead. Coming in our last 15 seconds. Right up. 5 left. Okay. High knees. So last run in place. Tell you what, least favorite right here. And that's okay. It's okay to have that movement. Don't enjoy. Makes you a little uncomfortable. I get a little uncomfortable. It's where we make some progress and growth. Moments that make us uncomfortable. Sometimes. I'm sure we could think of things to argue the other way. We're in our last 8. Keep going. 2, 1. And jack. On the ground. Push up position. Here we go. Then tap or jack. I'm going to take the taps this round. Holding strong. You know what you got in you. You know it's the last round. Don't ever leave this feeling like you could have maybe did more. Five seconds. Awesome. Okay, wall sit. Get ready. All right, set it up. So, by the time we finish, this is not a super long workout, but it's really focusing on overall your consistency. So sometimes having these really just short bursts, get the work done, move on. If you can maintain that a couple days every single week, that's what people need. Consistency, frequency, nothing that takes too long or overstresses our body so much where we can't recover. 3 seconds. Good. All right, swing our burpee. This will finish us off. You're up. Here we go. Breathe in. Hold on to that weight. A little easier to hold a kettlebell. I'll give it that. is the reason for their design. Again, keep it in the hips. You should feel a lot through glutes, maybe a little hamstring. 5 seconds. Woo! That's that. So go ahead, catch your breath. Maybe take a few positions to stretch out. Maybe just like a nice little stretch to the back of the legs. Take your time rounding up, stretching out. Here's where it's okay to kind of bend, arch, flex. You know, we say a lot in exercise, though, we shouldn't be bending back on our back. But again, we want to make sure that in the course of a day, we're kind of hitting all planes of motion, as long as it's controlled. And stretching out, stretch arms. And I want to thank you again for taking the time to log in, watch this, and just prioritize your fitness for a little bit of your day. So thanks, guys.